Hey guys, it's Katie. Thanks for being here. So today I'm going to be doing my November favorites, which actually I'm going to combine with my December favorites because this is like way late and we're halfway through the month, so I might as well do my December favorites. I meant to do this a really long time ago and I got a cold and it completely lost my voice. So I could not speak to do my December favorites. So unless I was going to like mime them, which, oh my gosh, how obnoxious would that be? So anyway, let me go ahead and get started on my November and December favorites. Okay, so my first favorite is actually something from my Sephora VIB sale haul, and honestly, I knew as soon as I used this stuff that this was going to be a favorite. This is the Bye Bye Makeup 3-in-1 Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm from IT Cosmetics, and I've used this every morning and every night for about a month now, maybe a little bit longer, and I've got about half a jar left, I believe. I think that's right. The jar is kind of like a little bit foggy, so you can't really totally see, but I think I've got about half a jar left. I just love it. Especially like right now when my skin is so dry in the winter, it really helps to clean it without stripping it, and I love how soft it leaves it. It's been a total lifesaver. I've just been loving it. Okay, so the next thing is the Metal and Matte palette from Kat Von D. I've used this every day, every other day since I got it, like constantly. And actually what I've been using it the most for is actually like neutral looks. I have it on today, and what I did was go in with Volt on my lid and then in the crease, and because it's dark enough, even though it has shimmer and I have hooded eyes, I can still use it because I can kind of like blow it out and diffuse it around the edges, and it still looks deep in the crease. So I can still use it that way even though I have hooded eyes. And then I put glitz on like my mobile lid and kind of like brightened up like behind my lashes. So it kind of opens my eyes up that way. And that's it. Just those two shades, and I feel like you get a lot of impact from them. I just still really love all these jewel tones, but honestly, what I've been doing the most is using all the neutral shades every single day. I just absolutely love this thing. Okay, so this was also from my VIB sale haul, and this is the Besame setting powder, and this is in the color Brightening Violet. And this came in the trio of Besame powders. There's the vanilla, the rose, and then the Brightening Violet. And I have been loving this one to set around my nose in the morning. So when I put on my makeup, what I normally do, I take Bye Bye Redness and put it on my nose, and then I'll go in with this on a beauty blender and bake with it. But I'll bake just down the sides of my nose and in the center. So basically what I do is it basically contours my nose for me. So the Bye Bye Redness is a bit, just a tad darker than the rest of my foundation. So it cancels out any redness, but it's also just a tad darker. Well, then when I go in with the brightening on the sides of it, it totally erases any redness there as well, but then it also like brightens that area so that the Bye Bye Redness looks darker. So it's like contouring my nose without having to contour my nose. Anyway, love it. Okay, so I've also got 3 lipsticks that I've just been using in rotation this month and last month. So the first one is by e.l.f, and it is the Beautifully Bare Touch of Berry, and it's actually what I have on now. And especially for fall and then like, well, even winter really, it is the prettiest berry color with a touch of purple. And I feel like it's so flattering on so many people. It's very moisturizing. It's kind of sheer, but you can, I mean, as you can see, you can put it on and it shows up, you know, really pigmented, but you can sheer it out to kind of a stain and have it be soft. It's kind of versatile in that way because the formula isn't too thick. So you could, you know, blot it down and maybe put a chapstick over it and have it be a stain for a really natural look, or you could go whole hog like I did. So I think this is like $4, $3 or $4. So I've been using this like crazy. Love it. I think it's so pretty this time of year. It's just the perfect shade. Okay, so the next lipstick is by Chanel, and it is from their Rouge Allure liquid lipstick line, and this is kind of new for Chanel, I believe. This is the color Experimente? Sure. Experimente. We'll go with that. So I have really been loving this because it's a little bit different from every other red I have. Usually I go with more of a blue toned red, and this is definitely more of a brick red. So it has like a lot more orange and brown in it. But for some reason it still really works on fair skin. It's got some kind of undertone that just still really works. And I've just really been loving it because it is a bit different from some other liquid lipsticks that I've tried, in that the texture is really, really thin. So that when it does tend to wear off in certain areas, you know, like if you've been eating and you've still got a ring around your mouth, but it's all worn off in the middle, because the texture is thin, you can apply another layer, no problem. It doesn't gunk up. It doesn't get like crumbly or bunchy or nasty. So I really, really have been loving this one as well. Okay, another lipstick is by Urban Decay, and this is Sheer Liar. It's one of their sheer lipsticks. Literally, I got this and then lost it, and I found it in a drawer, and I've been wearing it all the time since. It's one of those lipsticks that just goes with everything. It's kind of like a mauve pink, neutral, but still with a lot of color. It's sheer. It's one of those things you don't even need, you know, a lip liner with. Barely even need a mirror. It's very moisturizing. I love it. I love the formula, but it's just so easy. It's one of those that you always want in your purse, just in case. It's goes with everything, and you know, it's easy to apply. So this one, I've been, as you can see, I've been using it like crazy. So one thing that I've discovered this month that I am absolutely obsessed with now is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation. That's a mouthful. So anyway, this is in the color white, or is it white? I'm not sure what the color. Yeah, it's just white. And basically, I've been using this to mix in with other foundations that are too dark for me. This is like $12 or $13, I believe, and it's absolutely fantastic. And actually, I think I might get it in like my actual skin tone color because I like this so much. So what it does is just lighten the foundation for me, and I tried it in 3 different formulas. I've tried it in the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. Their lightest shade is still too dark. I've tried it in the Clinique Beyond Perfecting, and I've tried it in the what is this one? It's the EX1 Invisiwear. This is like way too dark for me right now, but I can mix this in, and literally like 2 drops is all I need. And it totally changes the color of the foundation, but it does not change the formula at all. I don't know how it's possible. It just lightens it and it doesn't change it. So everything that I've used is still just as long wearing. The coverage is still there completely. Doesn't make it any more dewy that I've found. Doesn't thin it out any. It just is beautiful. And I just have, yeah, I'm obsessed with it now. There's so many things now that I could try that were previously too dark for me. So I'm really excited to keep trying this one. So my next favorite is the Studio Pro Contour Palette from BH Cosmetics. And there are, let's see, there's 10 pans in here. And it doesn't come with a mirror, which I really wish it did. But at the same time, then like it probably wouldn't be as cheap because they'd have to put a mirror in here. I think this was $9. So you get all these shades, but actually I only use these lightest 2, but I still think the price is completely worth it. So what I use these 2 lightest for is to correct underneath my eyes where I have horrible, horrible bags under my eyes, like so puffy. And what happens underneath is I get like a hollow, like a really, really dark area underneath. And like you can put concealer over it, but you have to like lift it so much that concealer isn't going to do anything. So what I use these powders for is sometimes I'll use the pink, sometimes I'll use the yellow, just depending. And I'll use like a flat, like a short flat brush like this, dip into it, and then just press it into the hollow underneath that bag. And what it does is like physically, because you've got more product there, lifts it, but then the brightness and the intensity of the powder on top of the concealer also helps to lift it, because the brightness of the powder is brighter than the bag, and anything that's brighter is brought forward, you know, contouring, all that stuff. So it's kind of like reverse contouring underneath my eyes. I've gotten to where I can't live without it. Like, I use it every single day. I cannot do my makeup without it. And also, I really like on top of like blemishes that are red, you can take the yellow and like really press that into the blemish to get rid of any redness. And then any hyperpigmentation you can set with the pink, and that'll counteract that brown underneath. So I think it's an absolute steal. I think I got it on sale, but it's really, really reasonable anyway. The powders are like finely milled, and they're not like really, really soft, but they don't move once you put them on. It's fantastic. Okay, so I have to give a shout out to Argan Oil. For the past 2 months, I've been using it on everything. My whole body, like on the ends of my hair, on my face, on my elbows, my cuticles. Yeah, I've been mixing it in with my like body lotion. I've been putting argan oil everywhere, and it's like no particular brand, but this is the ACURE brand, and this is Moroccan argan oil. It's organic. I get this at like Sprouts or Whole Foods, or you know, you can get it anywhere, and you can find it online. It's just your basic organic argan oil, but it has saved me so far this winter. It's been so dry, and my skin, which is normally combo, is like, no, we're going to totally switch things up and be really, really dry. So this has totally been saving my skin and my hair and my nails. So a big favorite of mine this month has been the Face Forward book by Kevyn Aucoin, and this is not new by any means. Kevyn Aucoin was a makeup artist in the late 80s and 90s, and he was just a genius, like so talented. And when I was like just getting into makeup, like 14, 15 maybe, like I bought his other book. Let me get that just a second. So I got this was like one of my first makeup books when I was first getting into makeup, and I'm not a professional makeup artist, but I've always had like such an obsession with makeup, and this was one of the first things I bought. This in like a Bobbi Brown one. It basically just taught you how to do makeup. But Kevyn Aucoin was so incredibly talented, and according to everybody who knew him, incredibly kind. It's so weird because, you know, everything is so cyclical, and now the 90s are back in such a big way, and everything in here is so current, it's crazy. So the things he did on celebrities were like hadn't really been done before. So like some of the pictures in here, he shows them like with no makeup and then close up, and has celebrities redone as other celebrities. He had such a knack with faces and features. He could make you into anyone, but his like main like talent was just making you look like the best version of yourself. But everything in here is just like so current, it's crazy. So here is Hilary Swank as Raquel Welch. Here's Amber Valletta as both Clark Gable and Carol Lombard. Here is Callista Flockhart as Audrey Hepburn. And here is Julia Roberts as Julie Christie. I mean, it just goes on. And so many of the techniques in here. Contouring, oh my gosh, he was the master at contouring. But it basically, like even on a guy, tells you how to do your makeup. How to contour for like older faces. And just basically where you want to bring things forward and make other things recede. He was a genius. So I've fallen back in love with this. I got this just on paperback. I'm not sure if they even make it hardback anymore, but I just love it. And I had to have his other one, so I've really been loving this month. Okay, so another totally 90s thing that I've been loving this month are chokers. Like I bought, I think 4 or 5 in the last 3 weeks, something like that. I'm a total 90s teenager. I had the Claire Danes from My So-Called Life, like so bright red hair. I was not quite as angsty as Angela on My So-Called Life, but oh my gosh, I was totally that teenager. And I had so many chokers. I wore them like crazy. And when they came back, I had read like the rule is if you wore it the first time, you're not supposed to wear it the second time it comes back around. But I can't. I just love them so much. So anyway, I've been wearing chokers like crazy, even though I'm like probably way too old. Nah. The next thing I actually heard about from 2 different people here on YouTube that I subscribed to like within the same week, and I was like, I have to get this stuff. It is the Thayers Witch Hazel Aloe aloe vera, excuse me, formula, and it is a toner. It has obviously witch hazel and aloe vera. It has a cucumber scent. It is basically just a very gentle toner to use after you wash your face. And because it has witch hazel and aloe vera, my skin has been responding so well to it. Like, I have super sensitive skin. Something about the witch hazel is supposed to take care of inflammation, and the aloe vera is so healing. I have absolutely been loving it. It smells fantastic. I think there's a couple other scents that you can buy, but this is like alcohol-free, gluten-free, let's see, paraben-free. Yeah, so many good things in here, and my skin just loves it. Okay, so I actually have a flop, and it's ironic because it's from the Kevyn Aucoin makeup line, and it's the sculpting powder in light. And I had heard so many good things about this on YouTube, and I don't know, I think maybe I'm too heavy-handed with it. I cannot make this thing work, and I wanted it to work so badly. So I actually got this because the Kat Von D like individual contour powder that I use, the lightest one from her big palette, is always sold out. So I actually bought, and it comes in like such a nice little package with a little like slip on it. Why you would have that, I don't know. But anyway, so this is the light shade, which looks like it would be perfect for me. But no matter how I apply it, it goes patchy. Like, you can put it on, and then every single time I try and blend it out, it goes patchy. I'm really disappointed. I really wish it had worked, but I think it's just back to the Kat Von D for me. That is like the perfect shade. Works every time, blends beautifully every time. So I think maybe this is too soft. I think that may be part of it. And maybe the people who I've seen use it on YouTube are a lot younger, and their skin isn't maybe like as uneven as mine is, like the texture, and maybe it doesn't, you know, grab to some spots more than others. Like, maybe it's too soft, maybe it's me, maybe whatever. Anyway, I love his brand, but for some reason this just did not work for me. So that's it for my November and December favorites. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.